Stop.
Okay, it's a Tuesday night.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
We just nipped in to a local supermarket, and without really any plan for what dinner was going to be like, you've managed to wrangle up a bunch of stuff for, I think, a tenner.
Yeah, so I think what I want this video to be about is keeping your mind open when you're shopping. If you are shopping for an impromptu dinner, which happens sometimes in London, I'm using some leftover bits. So I've got rice from one of my events a couple of days ago. But we were kind of like, we don't want another fried rice because we had fried rice twice already this week. So I'm going to make a congi. There wasn't a list in mind. I went in and then I'm going to talk you through the bill, which was £10. Actually very cheap for a dinner for two. Hopefully with enough for you to take for lunch tomorrow as well for work. And so I got salmon fillet, which was the most expensive thing, £5. £5.40, let's be exact. Could have gone to Lidl. Lidl does do salmon a little bit cheaper, but we were in the shop anyway. Reduced carrots. I'm going to use maybe one of these carrots today, but great, 25p. I think it's so good to hit the reduced section in a supermarket towards the end of the day. And anyway, mint, that was a fanciful purchase. I don't actually need mint for this, but I just wanted a plant when it's a mint plant. So
you could even subtract the mint from the overall cost of the bill.
Yeah, so maybe we take away £1.60. Okay, oyster mushrooms, 2 packs, and they were 80p each. And I'm doing those at the moment because that's going to be the flavor of the congi. It's going to be a kind of oyster mushroom congi, basically. Okay, and then medium cauliflower, which is behind you, I think. Here you go. Medium cauliflower. It's actually quite big.
In your hands, yeah.
But we might not even end up using all of this week. This meal, I might use a little bit to kind of put on top of the congi, like little crispy bits. And this is 48p. And we also got, no, that's it. That's all we got.
Some asparagus tips, no?
Asparagus tips, yeah. Where are those on the bill? Oh yeah, 89p. These were also reduced. So this is also going on the congi. So yeah, very effective way to shop is keeping your mind open and kind of, I think how I work is when I go into a shop, I'm kind of cooking a meal in my head. I'm not going in there with a meal in mind, if that makes sense. So I think when that happens sometimes, you can get pigeonholed into only buying those ingredients and they might not be reduced, they might be very expensive, they might not be in season. So I think it's good to keep your mind open and have a rough framework, maybe.
So you went in, if I'm not wrong, you went into the shop thinking, we've got some rice, I want to do something that's a leftover rice dish.
Yes, so I went into the shop, actually possibly knowing that we wanted to do a congi.
Okay.
So I think the congi was in my head. What was in and around the congi was not in my head. Mushrooms obviously make a great addition, but I think it's kind of that openness. You don't have to be like, I'm making a mushroom and pork congi, let's say today, because the salmon was there and it's actually around the same price as the pork anyway, but we're gonna maybe have pork later this week. So yeah, just keeping a little bit of an open mind. And now we're gonna make this meal. Obviously I do have pantry ingredients, so I do wanna say that, but we're gonna move on to this.
Yeah, how are you cooking your mushrooms?
This is a fantastic tip. No oil. Shred your mushrooms, so especially oyster mushrooms. Shred them. Don't cut them. Just like
with your hands, tear
them. Just like tear them. They tear very naturally. Don't add oil, and then add them into the pan and just kind of leave it alone for a bit because you can hear that noise. I don't know, let me put my mic to it. It's kind of like the squeaky, that squeaky noise. You want that. If you add oil and then your mushrooms, kind of soaks up a lot of oil. Don't really want that for congi. So I'm happy with these. I'm gonna add a touch of salt. And then I'm gonna add my rice and my water and let this cook down. And the good thing about mushrooms is that there's no way you can overcook mushrooms, actually. I'm gonna add the rice. So this could have been a fried rice, let's be honest. Because at this point you can just do a mushroom fried rice, but we're gonna do the congi. So water. And then you kind of just let the rice cook down a bit. This is Indian rice, not Chinese rice.
It's not glutinous
It's
rice.
not as glutinous, so it's never going to be gloopy, I guess. But that's fine. We're going to have a slightly Indian rice congi. Rice will eventually cook down, either way. Congi is a dish that came about from leftover rice anyway, so really good alternative to if you don't want to have fried rice, actually. Kind of like a soupy khichdi, but not Bengali.
That is about 3p worth of carrots right there.
Yeah, literally. I'm just gonna add, yeah, I think a carrot into this congi. Why not? That'd be nice texture. Typically with congi, you're actually not meant to add the ingredients into it. They're meant to be toppings. I am aware of that. I'm kind of just doing this for my own ease of cooking today because I don't want to do multiple pans of, making things. So probably what I'm going to do is once this is done cooking, I'm going to cook the salmon in the same pan. But
like empty out the congi and then cook the
yeah, exactly. I just don't want to wash multiple pans, which is often the case of, cooking at home. You don't want to have like 3 different pans to wash.
But that is a bit of a barrier, isn't it? Like, especially to midweek cooking, if you're looking at a recipe and it's like, in one pan fry some vegetables, in another pan, or like, pan fry your meat or your fish. And it's just like, and then you're boiling something in a stock pot and it's just, before you know it, 3 pans are dirty.
Yeah, so I can tell you all the tips, I think, on how not to do that because I don't want to wash up more than 1 pan, genuinely.
You're not doing the washing up anyway.
Either way, you don't want to wash up more than 1 pan.
You don't want me to wash up more than 1 pan
I don't
either.
want you to wash up more than 1 pan.
You're a considerate wife and co-chef.
Yay. Exactly. Too many pans, not good. And same with this. So I think my plan of action is this is going to cook. It's probably going to take about 15-20 minutes. And then the salmon doesn't take more than 10 minutes to cook generally. And once the salmon's done, take the salmon off in that fishy oil, do the asparagus, and then everything's done in the same pan. Hexclad. Yay.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Okay, so while that's happening, I'm gonna marinate my salmon. I actually already sprinkled a little salt on this. But I think what I would like to do, actually, this is when I look into my beautiful cupboard and other sauces. I have lots of sauces. I actually think I'm gonna do a dry spice situation on this. So I might just do a little bit of Kashmiri chili powder because I want crispy skin. So therefore you want to avoid wet marination. Or you want to dab the skin dry at the end at least. But anyway, I think I'll do some Kashmiri chili powder. Have a little bit of a kick to my salmon. And I'm gonna do, I have this like roasted cumin and ginger powder.
Ooh, that sounds very specific.
Yeah, it was actually like from a Gujarati packet from a spice shop. But if you don't have, you can just do chili powder and cumin powder. There are no measurements. For all of you keen cooks out there, this is the best ginger garlic paste, unless you make your own. The Priya ginger garlic paste.
Yeah, so to those looking for ginger garlic paste in the Indian shops, what sets apart an elite or very, very good ginger garlic paste from ones that you just would avoid using?
You have to read the ingredients, which is what I would say for everything. You really want no vinegar in there. This doesn't have vinegar. This has 52% ginger, 33% garlic, because garlic is stronger than ginger. That makes sense. Some salt and some oil. And that's kind of what you want. I think when you add vinegar, that's when it does the thing of like spitting in the pan, which, we all hate. We don't want that. This one doesn't really spit in the pan. It spits very minimal. But yeah, unless you're making your own ginger garlic paste. I mean, I really think one of my videos is going to have to be my top products in like a desi shop. I feel like we need to do that.
So that's why you can also use it for like I don't know, like a marinade, even though you're doing like a predominantly dry marinade?
Yeah, so I mean, I want crispy skin. So I mean, the main thing is I don't want to put things on the skin side. I'm going to pat that dry before I put it in the pan. But for now, I'll just put the ginger, garlic, salt, and the chili powder. May do a little turmeric. Yeah, why not? Let's do a little turmeric. If you use good turmeric, it actually has such a nice flavor. And I'm very spoiled because I feel like I only use good turmeric these days. And that's it. So literally while that's cooking, this is gonna get a bit of marination time. So for all of you that are like, when do you have time to marinate? You can do a little bit, it's fine. It tends to work, especially with fish. Meat is slightly harder to marinate very quickly, but if you've got fish, you should just give it like 5 minutes and you'll see the difference for sure. Even if you are literally just putting like maybe some soy sauce or some salt, it makes a difference. This is just gonna cook, honestly. I think what I might do is actually, I might grate some ginger into it in a bit, but I might add a tiny little bit of cinnamon into it. And let's see. Oh yeah, a little bit of like a star anise. I feel like that'll just add really good flavor. Yeah. We'll just go into the rice. Oh, so good. And if you have any broths, we do have broth. We should add some broth. Oh my God, yeah.
We got sent broth for this exact moment. Borough broth.
Yeah, amazing. Let's add this. This will just amplify the whole thing. Stock cubes are great. Fresh stock cubes are even greater. And this is tasty. I've tried it already, as you can see.
You doing a couple?
I'm just going to add these 3 into it, honestly. Great, because now it'll, you know, this is the umami part of it. So if you don't have this, obviously just add whatever stock cube you have.
Or what about some of the yum yum powder?
MSG, yeah, you can add some MSG. All stock cubes have MSG in it. Great, easy. That's just gonna bring it together really nicely. Oh, that smells so good. Actually, the star anise has made it smell a bit like a pho, no?
Oh.
Yeah, it's giving me like the smell of pho. So this is cooked, like we can eat this. I just want the rice to break down. So I'm gonna leave it alone for 10 more minutes. Yeah. Oh. And this is when you tidy up. This is my break to tidy up. So usually this is when I put everything back where it belongs. Get rid of a lot of packaging.
It's sad how much plastic packaging there is just
I know,
in general.
there's just so much packaging and everything. Sad reality of life. And then put my carrots.
You grate some ginger.
I love fresh ginger in rice. I feel like it's real little flavor booster. A lot of ways you can boost flavor, basically, on what might seem quite plain and boring.
I feel like you do this often, and I think you do it because you do it so much, you do it without realizing, but sometimes you layer the same ingredient in multiple ways in the same dish. Like ginger is going in grated and then basically cooked in like a broth. Yeah. And then you're also doing ginger in the marinade, but that's going to be fried with the salmon. That's going to be
fried off, yeah. I actually was also going to add pickled ginger on top.
There you go, eat. So triple ginger.
Yeah, I do feel like I do that quite like in my head, it's not like a decision I'm making. That makes, I don't know, it probably doesn't make sense, but I think I try and introduce the same flavor in different ways. Like even if I do spices, sometimes you can like fry it, you can toast it, you can sprinkle it on top. So there's like different ways to introduce that flavor and make it more complex.
It feels like a very Indian way of cooking because like you said with spices, you'll have it in the tempering in the oil and then At the end, you might do a bit of garam masala just with a bit of water.
Yeah, or ghee.
Or ghee, and then you add that at the end.
Exactly.
For like the smell.
This is going to be so tasty. I actually will try it just because I don't know about the level of salt in this. So I'm going to... Sometimes I don't try my food. Today is the time I do try my food.
Because the camera's pointed at you.
Yeah, like it's not salt. Like, so, okay. And this weird thing, I can smell if like food is salty enough. This is not salty enough, so I couldn't smell it. Actually, my nose is also a little bit blocked, but I can still tell. I can still tell. But it does need salt. It needs a decent sprinkle of salt.
What salt are you repping today?
This is one of the ones from our Sicily holiday, the sea salt. Just have lots of different salts.
Still going strong 2 years later?
Yeah, that's the last of the packet, actually.
Time for another trip.
Yeah, time for another trip. Okay, so now I think I just want to taste the broth. And this is going to need more water. Perfect. Oh, that's so good. So, because I wanted to cook it down a bit more, basically. Should I add peas? You don't like peas?
No. No, I like peas in specific contexts, but I think...
Not just unexpected pea.
Unsolicited pea, not my thing.
What about edamame beans? Should I add some edamame beans?
Oh, I'll do edamame beans, yeah. We should...
Oh no, but we're going to have the asparagus. Yeah, we don't need edamame.
They're totally different. But yeah, fine. We don't need it. We don't need anything, really.
You know what I will do? Is add the cauliflower leaves.
Into the broth?
Yeah.
Or fry it off?
No, into the broth. Just take it off. Because they're looking a little sad. And the only way to forget about that is put it in a broth. Because I want to wash the Look at how much green that is.
But this is no different to adding like spring greens or something to
your
dishes.
Exactly. Just wash them, add them in. Also, you know, if you have wilted leaves or anything, like this is a good way to use it up. Yeah, delicious. I'll just cook down with the rest of it. And I think we can actually go and sit down while this is happening for another... I want to give it another 8 minutes, so let's put a timer. Yeah. Fish is marinating.
Cut. Okay, so significantly more than 8 minutes have passed because we got a phone call.
Yeah. And now, oh God, we are frying the salmon. I've patted the skin dry with a tissue because I want it to be crispy.
What are you frying it in?
A bit of butter, literally. A little bit of butter.
You browned it a bit?
Yeah, I mean, it got brown because the pan was hot.
Oh.
But now it's brown butter. Yeah! Cooking salmon is very easy. I don't think I need to demonstrate the technicalities of doing this. There's enough videos on this platform and many other platforms that do that. It's fine. Salmon. It's gonna be delish. And then literally in that butter, I'm gonna add my asparagus and just, very quickly toss it through. Crunchy asparagus. Okay, I think probably nearly crispy. A bit more. A little bit more. Want it nice and crispy. That's pretty decent for like a $5.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is the congi. This is the congi. We actually ended up getting all of this, which is going to be way too much for dinner. And then a whole box that can be like a lunch portion / 2 lunch portions.
Yes. Fair bit.
Yeah, and then congi, you're gonna add some toppings to it. So yeah, we'll have the salmon, we'll have the asparagus. I'm gonna add some chili oil. Yeah, easy peasy.
All right, as the self-proclaimed condiment queen, what condiments would you typically have with congi / do you want to have tonight with your congi?
I think my prawn chili oil with like black beans is what I'm gonna put on top. I think it's probably the condiment I would love to have. Pickled ginger, I think counts as a condiment.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think
Pickled
so.
ginger counts as a condiment. So yeah, that. The salmon's cooked, by the way. Like, I don't want it like overdone. So do you want to get our bowls?
Yeah, perfect. Let's do that. All right, so that's one of the salmon's out. Lovely.
And then we're going to do the asparagus. I've just added a touch of oil because it ran out. A little touch of oil. And then actually I'm just going to do half. So I'll cook the ends first. Honestly, I just want this like really quickly fried up.
What do you make of people that always trim the asparagus bits at the bottom? Necessary or not?
To be honest, this packet says asparagus tips. So sometimes it can be a little tough, but I would always rather like you cook it and then like if you can't chew through it, just don't eat it. I don't think you need to trim it. And then the tips. And then, let's see. Oh, maybe a little tamarind with the asparagus might be quite nice. Like to have a bit of
I was just thinking a bit of sourness might be nice.
something sour, a little bit sour. But I don't want to add the tamarind now. I'll add it once it's cooked. So, little bit of salt. I think a little bit of Urfa chili flakes would be good.
To those that don't know, why Urfa chili flakes?
Not very spicy, quite smoky, and this is smoky. It'll accentuate that situation. Actually, this might be very nice, and I know we both love this. Sichuan peppercorns.
Yeah.
A little bit of Sichuan peppercorn might be good. There's like a little pop of mala flavor. Yeah, this is done. So you turn it off. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this tamarind once the heat is off. This is just tamarind concentrate. That's it.
Nice.
Finished. And the heat is off at this point, just to clarify. And actually, I know we're going to add the garlic, so maybe we'll add it to this and then we'll add it to our bowls. A bit of garlic. This is a really handy little trick. There's a little handy trick to have fried garlic and shallots in the cupboard in case you don't want to chop onions and garlic. Honestly, I think it comes in very handy for me often. Dinner's ready.
Let's see the final shot.
Let's bring it in front of the light. Yeah, such a good dinner. I'm ready to eat now. Who's hungry? Me.